Hi guys, good day. It's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today is all about angle, side angle, or ASA congruence postulate. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So once again, class, I do have a link in the description below with regards to SSS, side, or SAS, side angle, side congruence postulate. So I just put it in the description below with regards to those postulates. So let's go back to angle, side angle. According to angle, side angle, if two angles and the included side in one triangle are congruent to two angles and the included side in another triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. So we need to know what would be the included side. Okay, the two angles plus the included side. This will be the included side. Do not always remember this one, class. The included side is between the two angles. Alright, so the included side is between the two angles. This side AB is between these two angles, angle A and angle B. Alright, so we will know that it is ASA, or angle, side, angle, if the side is in between these two angles. Same with this given example. So we will know that because of the markings, we can see that these two triangles, we can say that angle A is congruent to angle D with regards to the markings. They have the same markings. And angle B is congruent to angle E with regards to the markings. And this side AB is congruent to side DE. But what if your teacher will ask you, class, what about this triangle? Oh, let's label this one as RST. And then I will put the markings. Alright, and your teacher will ask you, compare these two triangles. Are they congruent? Okay, are they congruent? Now you check the angle. Alright, so angle D with regards to the markings, angle D and angle R are congruent. You can also see that angle E and angle S are congruent with regards to the markings. But you check the side. Is the side between these two angles? Is the side between the two angles with regards to this one triangle RST? Not. So therefore, these two triangles are not congruent. Okay? We cannot say that it is ASA, angle, side, angle. It's because this one triangle right here, the side is not between these two angles. Alright? So that's about the angle, side, angle. Do not forget, class, angle, side, angle, the included side is between the two angles. So if we label this one, okay, we can say that angle A, so we can say that angle A is congruent to angle D. Alright, and we have an angle. So angle A, okay, let me just write it in red. So we have an angle. And this side AB, okay, side AB is congruent to, side DE. And we have a side. This side AB is congruent to this side DE, in which this AB, okay, this included side is in the middle between these two angles. Alright, and we have a side. And last, that would be angle B. Okay, angle B is congruent to angle E. So we have angle, side, angle. So once we prove that we have an angle, side, angle, we have three congruent pairs. So we have angle A is congruent to angle D. Side AB is congruent to side DE. And angle B is congruent to angle E. Therefore, we can write the postulate that angle or triangle, we can write it triangle ABC. You check, class, once you read it once, class, it should be symmetrical to the other one. Okay, always remember that it should be symmetrical. How you read it, the first triangle, you also read that in the second triangle. It should be symmetrical. So once you read it ABC, okay, with regards to the markings, ABC, so triangle ABC is congruent to triangle. So you read it first marking, going to the second marking, and last, so that would be DEF. Okay, always be careful, class, in reading the two triangles. So you can also read it if you want this one, triangles ACB. So triangle ACB is congruent to, when you read it this way, ACB, it should be DFE. Triangle DFE. Alright, so that's it, class. Once you read the triangles, it should be symmetrical. Alright, let's try an example and let's check if it's congruent or not. So let's try to give two examples. So what if we have this example right here, and we need to check if it's congruent or not based on the given illustration. So check if the included side is between the two angles. Yes. Alright, this side is between these two angles. This side, this is SR. Side is in the included angle. This angle here is between these two angles. So therefore, we can check that one. So we can say that, okay, you need to check the marking, class. So we can say that this angle and this angle are congruent with regards to the marking. Okay, say marking. So we can say that angle R is congruent to angle L. Alright, what else, class? According to the side, so we have an angle. How about the side? Is SR or RS congruent to LM? Yes, that's correct. So we can say that if you read it RS, you also read it LM. If you read it SR, it should be, so start with the two markings, you will read it ML. Okay? Actually, they have the same measure, class. Okay? It could be RS or SR. But in triangles, class, you need to read it symmetrically. Same with the others. So once we read it RS, so line RS is congruent to line. We read it RS, it's congruent to line LM. Line LM. So we have one side, angle side, and we have another angle. So angle S, this one, angle S is congruent to angle M. Alright, so once again, you can start with angle S and angle M, then this side, and angle R will be the last, and angle L. So that's okay. Angle, side, angle. So we have angle, side, angle. So therefore, this is ASA. We have three pairs of congruent. We have congruent angles, first angle, angle R and angle L. We have congruent side, RS and LM. We have congruent angle, angle S and angle M. So therefore, we have ASA. Therefore, we can say that triangle, this triangle, okay, triangle, if you read it RST, so you read it this way, RST, so you start with the first marking, going to the second marking, then T. So RST is congruent to, so RST, it should be LMP. Triangle LMP. Okay, this one. I hope you're not confused in reading the two triangles, class. You just check the markings. Alright, if you read it, okay, let's try an example. If you read it triangle T, okay, TSR, if you read it TSR, it should be congruent to, so TSR, from T, you go to S, you go to R, so you go to the second marking T, then second marking, so it should be PML. So P, triangle, PML. Alright, so that's it, class. That's how you read if it's with regards to the two triangles. It should be symmetrical. So is it congruent or not? Yes, it is congruent according to ASA postulate. Okay, congruent. So triangle TSR is congruent to triangle PML. Your reason is ASA postulate. So therefore, any parts of these triangles are congruent. So this side is congruent to this side, and this side is congruent to this side. Any parts of the triangles, class, are congruent once we prove that it is an ASA postulate. Let's try last example for us to really understand this one. How about this one, class, with our last example? Okay, with our last example, we only have two markings. So we only have two markings. Can we conclude that it's not congruent? Okay, can we say that it's not congruent? because we only have two markings. So you need to check that one first. Okay, you need to check the drawing if we have another angle that we can say that those angles are congruent. Okay, do not forget, class, given with this example, we know that this is a right triangle. Okay, and a right triangle, the angle right here form a box, it should be 90 degrees, right? It should be 90 degrees. So therefore, these two angles are congruent. But we can also say, okay, with regards to this illustration, of course, it should be 90 degrees. But we can also say, class, with regards to vertical angles. Do you still remember with vertical angles? Okay, vertical angles are formed with two intersecting lines. So if two lines intersect to each other, okay, two lines intersect to each other, therefore they form an angles, and those vertical angles are congruent. So this angle right here over the angle below, it should be congruent, and this angle will be congruent to this angle. So those angles are formed with two intersecting lines, and we call it vertical angles. So let's try another example, vertical angles. So what angle must be congruent in that illustration? Two intersecting lines. Okay, so therefore we can say that this angle is congruent to this angle. What else, class? This angle will be congruent to this angle. Alright, if the illustration is not a right triangle and you know that those are intersecting lines, this AE intersect with this line BD and they form vertical angles. This angle right here, they form vertical angles. But with this illustration, class, we know that this will be 90 degrees with this illustration because it forms a right angle, right? But just in case if the illustration is like this, okay, and you form this angle, it is called vertical angles. Alright, so those are vertical angles. I hope you know about vertical angles. So we know that this angle will be congruent to this angle. Alright, so we have angle. Okay, let me just label this one. So we label this one with regards to our markings. So once again, class, a while ago, our example, it has two markings. Do not ever conclude that it is not congruent. You need to check first if there are vertical angles, if there are reflexive properties, if there are bisectors. So you need to check that one, class. Always remember that. Alright, so we can say that angle A is congruent to angle A, same markings with angle D. Okay, with regards to the side, is the side between these two angles? Yes. So we can say that side AC is congruent to side AC. You start with AC, so it should be DC, side DC. Alright, so we have angle side, last one. Okay, angle, this angle. So you will not read that angle C. It should be angle ACB. So angle AC will be the middle part. CB is congruent to angle, you read it ACB, it should be DCE. DCE. Alright, so we have another angle. So since we have three pairs of congruent properties, so we can say that triangle A, okay, you can read it ABC, right? So ABC is congruent to triangle. So you read it ABC, it should be DEC. Alright, or you can also read it the triangle ACB. ACB is congruent to triangle ACB. It should be DCE. DCE. Alright, it should be symmetrical, class. And that's according to ASA postulate. ASA, angle side angle. Alright, and the two triangles are congruent. So that's it, class. That's all about the angle side angle congruence postulate. So if you have some questions with regards to angle side angle, please do leave a comment. Do not forget to leave some comments for us to answer that one. And I hope this video helps. I hope you like the video. If this video helps, please do not forget to subscribe in our channel. You share it to your friends class, to your classmates, so that you can help them. Alright, once again, do not forget to subscribe. Have a great day. Goodbye for now. This is Teacher MJ. Bye-bye.